Welcome to the Friday Night Campfire Stories. My name is Rob and I will be your host for this evening. If you're new here, I'm a short story writer, and every single Friday we experience a new chapter from one of my short stories. However, on Mondays we try to keep our weeks as creepy as possible. From a young age, I always had a fascination with the paranormal, and so I wanted to do something that we can explore the history of all these haunted locations. Get to explore the haunted history, all the betrayals, deaths, murders that happened in all of these locations. Today we're looking at the most haunted location in all of the northwest of the United States. We're going to Portland, Oregon, where we are going to be looking at the haunted history of the Shanghai Tunnels. This is my series, Echoes of the Past. Portland, Oregon is a city known for its vibrant culture and scenic beauty. But beneath its streets lies a chilling reminder of its darker past, the Shanghai Tunnels. These tunnels, steeped in history and tragedy, have long been the source of ghost stories and paranormal intrigue. Tonight we'll uncover the history, the horrors, and the haunting of the infamous Shanghai Tunnels. The Shanghai Tunnels, also known as Portland's Underground, are a network of interconnected basements and passageways that run beneath Portland's Old Town and Chinatown. In the late 19th and early 20th century, Portland was one of the most dangerous ports in the United States, earning the nickname the Forbidden City of the West. The tunnels were originally built to facilitate the easy movement of goods from ships docked at Willamette River to nearby businesses, avoiding street-level congestion, but it wasn't long before the tunnels were used for far more sinister purposes. The term Shanghaiing refers to the practice of kidnapping men and forcing them to work on ships as sailors. Unsuspected victims were often drugged or beaten unconscious at local saloons, then transported through these tunnels to waiting ships, where they would wake up at sea enslaved for months or even years. In addition to Shanghaiing, the tunnels became a hub for illegal activities. Opium dens, gambling rooms, and brothels flourished in these hidden spaces, protected from law enforcement by the labyrinth of passageways. Women were also kidnapped and forced into the sex work, adding to the grim reputation of these tunnels. By the 1920s, Shanghaiing began to decline due to improved labor laws and increased attention from authorities. Prohibition brought another wave of illicit use to the tunnels as bootleggers moved alcohol underground. However, with the end of Prohibition in 1933 and increased urban development, the tunnels were largely abandoned, falling into decay and disuse. Many lives were lost in the Shanghai Tunnels. Some victims succumbed to their injuries from violent abductions, while others perished due to the harsh conditions aboard ships. It is said that people who resisted were often killed on the spot, their bodies dumped into the Willamette River. These tunnels also saw accidental deaths, such as cave-ins and drownings, as well as the consequence of brutal fights in the underground opium dens and gambling halls. These tragic events have left a lingering presence that some believe haunt the tunnels to this day. The Shanghai Tunnels are considered one of the most haunted places in Portland. Visitors and investigators have reported hearing disembodied voices, footsteps, and the sounds of furniture being dragged. Cold spots and sudden feelings of dread are common, and some have claimed to feel unseen hands brushing against them. Shadowy figures have been seen darting around corners, and glowing orbs have appeared in photographs taken in the tunnels. Many believe these phenomena are tied to the spirits of those who met their tragic ends in these dark passageways. Among the spirits believed to haunt the Shanghai Tunnels are the sailors who were kidnapped and forced into maritime servitude. Their restless souls are thought to linger, seeking justice or peace. These could also be the spirits of men whose souls are trapped here, maybe falling victim to a card game gone deadly, or even a drug overdose. Another frequently mentioned entity is the Guardian, a dark, shadowy figure thought to protect the tunnels. Witnesses described it as an ominous presence that makes them feel unwelcomed, as if warning them to leave. I believe the spirit is one of two different people, My first theory is one of the owners of the building who possibly is looking to protect the tunnels. The other could have been one of the ship's people who maybe there was a Shanghaiing incident gone wrong where maybe the person who was being drugged fought back and possibly killed one of the ship owners who feels that he has possession over the tunnels because he used it so much. Then there's a spirit of a woman named Nina, which is spelled like Nina, but from what I've heard it is pronounced Nina. But she is one of the most famous spirits. Legend has it she was abducted and killed after trying to escape from the tunnels. Her apparition is often seen near the Old Town Pizza building. The building was originally called the Merchant Hotel. While the origin of the story of Nina differs, it appears that there are some constant similarities through the stories. She was a sex worker who conducted all of her business at the Merchant Hotel. Christian missionaries came into Portland and talked to Nina. They gave her an out for her current life. They were working with all of the sex workers to clean up Portland, and they told Nina they could give her a better life. She agreed. However, something happened from this meeting to the next time anyone saw her, because Nina was found dead after being thrown down an elevator shaft in the Merchant Hotel. It was never known who threw her down the elevator shaft. To me, it had to be one of two people, either one of her clients that was attached to her and felt that maybe there was a better connection than just her being a prostitute. But when she finally explained that it was only for the money, but now she's going to have a better life, maybe his discovery of there not being real love, which is a complete shocker, could have drove him to the point of wanting to murder her, causing her to throw her down the nearest elevator shaft and ending her life. The other theory is that it could have been a betrayal of the missionaries. This makes the most sense to me. It could have been that they were trying to lure her away from her past life while possibly wanting her to perform the acts that she was doing in her past life for free. Nina could have refused, and the missionaries just decided to end her life instead of trying to actually give her a better one. No matter what the cause is, they say that Nina does appear around the Old Town Pizza building. They say you can catch her making cries or whimpers or screams, as well as possibly see her walking up the stairs to the building itself. The Shanghai Tunnels are more than just a relic of Portland's past. They are a reminder of the lives lost and the atrocities committed beneath its bustling streets. For those brave enough to venture into the shadows, the spirits of the Shanghai Tunnel are waiting to share their stories, if you're willing to listen. That is going to do it for today. I hope that you guys did enjoy. If you did, please click that like button, hit that subscribe button. We make videos 3 days every single week. Every Monday we do another episode of Echoes of the Past. Every single Wednesday we do an episode of my true crime series, which I call Far From Fiction. And then, of course, every single Friday is the namesake of the channel. We do the Friday Night Campfire Stories, where we go over a chapter from one of my short stories. This Friday is actually a very big one because it is going to be the start of a brand new story. The trailer for that is available on my channel right now if you guys have any interest in that. Also, this is probably going to be the most scariest one I've written so far, so if you guys are into that horror aspect, then definitely come back on Friday and check out that story. It would mean a lot to me, and I think it'd be worth your while if you are into that type of stuff. Also, you are able to read it right now if you want to. And my first collection of short stories, which is called A Whisper in the Shadows. It is available on Amazon. We have the paperback version as well as the e-reader version. If you guys are interested in that, or if you want to help out a small content creator or a newer author, definitely check that out. Or if you have somebody that is into that type of stuff, if you're into the horror, mystery, thriller genre, or short stories, then maybe that would be the perfect Christmas gift or stocking stuffer for them as well. Also, if you guys have any suggestions for locations you want me to do in the future, please leave that in the comment section below. Right now, what I do is, for the past few months, I've been making a meal once a week for me and my wife based off of a certain state. I do a random state generator, and then whatever state it lands on, I make a whole meal based off of that. And so when I started the series, I was talking to my wife about it. She said, "Oh, well, you can use the book that you bought to help you pick some locations," and which I'd completely forgotten about. But she was right. I bought this book at Barnes and Noble a few years ago, and it has the 500 most haunted locations, and it has 10 from each state in it. So whatever state that my meal lands on is the one that I go to the book and I look at the 10 of them that are on that page and pick from one of those 10 locations, because each of them have like a very tiny little description. I mean, like very little, like nothing. Like, they'd be like, "Oh, there's footsteps heard at this location." It's like, that's the Villisca murder house. It's a lot more going on there than just footsteps. But I appreciate that, though, because that gives me my chance to do my research and really put in work into looking into these locations. But yes, if you guys have any suggestions, though, I'd love to hear them down in the description below. So that is going to do it for today. Like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We will see you next time. And as always, thank you for spending a little bit of your day here with me.